Hello and welcome back to Adventures in Kal'Jaru. Today I am going to explain how damage works. And trust me, it is not as simple as you would think or even hope. I've been playing Pokemon for over 20 years and I looked this up yesterday and my mind was blown how much math goes into damage. It is ridiculous. So let me quickly back out of this screen and I will show you exactly what I mean by a lot of math. Okay, and there you go. That right here, oh dear, this is how they calculate damage. Luckily for us, this is all automatic. Let me break it down. So, if a level 100 attacks a level 100, this part right here will equal 42. Then it is your attack stat for a level 100 King Gambit. This is close to 1600 because this is your attack stat, which is the number you see in that little hexagon. So your attack stat, this includes your attack ups. This is also special attack as well. So it is your attack ups. So the modifier of either 1.5, well, 1 to 4 is added to this attack stat right here. It goes on to times the attack power, so 42 times your attack stat times your attack's power, which would equal the base power of your attack. So tackle is 4D and earthquake is 100, those things. So the attack's power is right here. That number, which is now close to, I think it came out as like 50,000, it was a ridiculous number, is divided by the Pokemon's defense. And for my Cloyster, that is close to 1750. And so you divide that huge number by the defense, which is then divided again by 50. Then you plus 2. Then you have kind of like the basis of the attack. That is then multiplied by the stab, which is going to be, if it is, so if you have Fuecoco as a fire, if you use tackle, you do not get stab bonus, so it is just a modifier of times 1. If Fuecoco were to use Ember, you then get a stab bonus of 1.5. So it is 50% stronger if you were to use Ember. And Ember in and of itself is a, let me check, a 40 base power. So if Fuecoco uses tackle, it is 40. If he uses Ember, it will then be a 60 base power instead of just the 40. That's how stab works. And if you are terrestrialize, you gain a times 2 modifier. So if Fuecoco terrestrializes and uses Ember, it is now an 80 base power instead of just a 40. That's how stab works. Then it is multiplied by if the Pokemon is weak or resistant to your attack. So that number is either they are immune, so it does nothing, they have resistance, quad resistance, so it's times 0.25. If they are just resistant, it is times 0.5. If they are if it is straight across, they aren't weak or resistant, it is just ×1. If they are weak to your attack, it is ×2. If they are quadruply weak against your attack, it is ×4. Then it goes into critical hits. This used to be ×2. Like your crits used to be double damage, but since generation 5 it has only been put at 0.15. So you take everything up to this point and you times it by 0.15 if you crit. If you didn't crit, it's just ×1. Other, you times other, which would be your, if your Pokemon is burned, you times 0.5, because that halves your attack damage. But if you're using a special attack, you don't have to worry about burn. If you have weather going on, like sunny day, Fuecoco's power would go up by 0.1, would be 1.5 modifier in other. Or if it's rain and Fuecoco uses fire, then it would be a 0.5 here. And so other takes into effect after that, and then a random times a random number generated by the game itself, and that random number is 85 to 100 divided by 100, so 0.85 to 1. And so this could lower your attack by minimal amounts. So what does this look like? It looks like if a, let me pull up my other one, and this one. So it looks like, I guess I can bring my arrow back out of there. So if this level 1 Fuecoco attacks another level 1 Fuecoco, it would mean, with an attack of 6 and a defense of 6, it would mean he would do, with no critical hits, just using tackle, he would do 3 damage. That is what it would mean. It is quite the roundabout way of doing math and calculating damage, and there are tons of websites where you can go in and you can punch in everything about the Pokemon and which attack you use against what Pokemon with what defense, and it will calculate the damage for you. I did that with the Slowbro method of attacking Cinderace, and the damage came out to about 7,000. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And so it calculates out, it works. So I don't know why they did such a complicated method, but they did. And now you know that this is how they calculate damage. I hope this helped and did not blow your mind, because this is definitely not something I really want to think about at 6 in the morning, because that is just a lot of math and I really don't like math. So I'm glad the game does it for me. Have a wonderful day, and don't do too much math when worrying about damage. Just hit the darn thing. And have a good day.